Hello, this is Bogdan and I want to tell you about the differences between Dell 9310 and Dell 9315. I've been using both models for about a year and I consider the older model much better. I am sad that the new model feels worse than the older model, and that's why I'm making this video. Now let's see how I made this conclusion. The new model is actually cheaper. You are getting better specs for lower price. The new model has a sharp metallic edge. This is because of lack of rubber padding. But this contributes to a better heat dissipation on the new model. On the other hand, there are no grills on the new model. You can see them in the old model. As a result, the heat dissipation is worse on the new model and the fan spins slightly more often on the new model. Displays are basically the same, I don't feel any difference. The old model's keyboard feels more pleasant to the touch, it feels more rubbery. The new keyboard feels more plastic. The new model's keyboard flows slightly more brighter and slightly less even than the old models, but probably you won't see it on the video. Overall, the symbols on the new model are less visible in dim lighting than on the old model. There is no AUX and card reader on the new model, but personally I don't need them. The fingerprint scanner is considerably more smaller on the newer model, and it also works worse. But the Face ID is considerably improved in the new model and works more often than on the older model. On the new model, Face ID usually works and Touch ID sometimes doesn't. It is actually easier to clean the newer screen because it doesn't have a plastic edge here. The older model does. 9315 has uneven legs, it wobbles a bit, and I read that this is not only my laptop's problem, other people also have it. Both laptops have those horrible rubber paddings. They tend to fall off, especially if you move the laptop while it is located on the surface, so I tried to glue back the paddings on this laptop, but they still fell off. The new model has a slightly smaller box, which is better for environment. The newer model has also the mute microphone key, the older model doesn't have it. The rest of the keys are same on both models. You need to apply more force to open the older model's display, but not much. But because of that, the new model's display wobbles more when shaking. The up and down symbols are slightly misaligned on the new model. This feels as lower quality. 9315 has a presence detection feature which the older model doesn't have. The older model has a nice LED indicator which shines when charging, but the new model feels slightly more thinner. Overall, the case of the older model feels more premium to me anyway. I wasn't doing anything for half an hour on the new model, but you already can hear the fan kicking. This is the hum that it makes usually. The old model is silent. It hasn't spinned the fan throughout all the time while I was filming it. These are their adapters. 9315 is on the right. They look very similar, I don't know if they are interchangeable. They both produce 45 watt, but the cable of the newer adapter feels more thick and durable. Previous models had two fans, while the later 13-inch Dell XPS models had only one. This fan was once inside of this Dell 9315 laptop, but it broke down and I replaced it with the same one. No wonder it broke down because it was spinning all the time. As you can see, it is very small and very thin. It struggles to produce sufficient airflow to cool the very hot Intel H series processor. I've eventually replaced the 13-inch laptop with this Dell 14-inch premium laptop. This is this year's model. I might do a comparison video later. Meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed listening to my rant and found it somewhat interesting. Please leave your feedback in the comments and take care.